Hello, whiskey folk. So sorry for being late. If you're picking this up on the replay, just forgive me the next couple of minutes. I'm just going to apologise to everybody that's waiting in the live, just to explain that I'm actually going late just over an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes. Sorry, I'm going live about an hour and 15 minutes later than planned. And the reason for that is that this evening there was a bit of an overlap. The Scotch Test Dummies were doing a fundraiser for a friend of theirs who'd been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And they were doing a fundraiser for their friend Matt and his family. They raised tonight over $6,000. And even now, as I speak to you just now, the guys are still going, they're still going and still raising money. Just a fantastic thing to participate in, a fantastic thing to witness, and another testament just how, we knew it anyway, but just how awesome our whiskey community is. Wonderful to see. So I would like to welcome everybody that's coming across from that stream as you come in. And of course, thanks to everybody that's been waiting patiently for me to go live. It's very, very late now. This is Sunday evening. It's especially for the Europeans that are even an hour ahead of me. It's already midnight for you guys, and I appreciate anybody who's hanging back to hang out with me for a little while. This will probably mean that I have to cut this show short a little bit this evening and cut it a bit. But what I may try to do is, I don't know, I'll try and schedule another stream or something like that to make it up to you. It was just so magical to see what was happening on the Scotch Test Dummies stream tonight. It just, yeah, that took priority tonight, I'm afraid. This show tonight was, and still is, very much a marker of my 2-year anniversary here on YouTube. Not a big deal, right? Ralfy's already been doing it for 10 years, so my 2 years is quite a humble little achievement, but one that I'm very, very pleased with regardless. And I want to mark it, and I want to mark it in some way. Yes, I'll be doing a giveaway. One of the things that I'm going to do quite early, especially for you guys who want to get off and get to bed, is I will draw the Arran 14 very early in the stream. That should be all ready to go so that I can just get that drawn and work out who the winner of that is. A bit later after that, I'll explain to you how you can win also. The Arran 14, of course, is my whiskey of the year. That's the reason I'm giving that away tonight. And last year I gave away Ralfy's whiskey of the year, and I'm going to do the same again this year. This is just a nice giveaway to do, but I think it's also nice to mark the fact that Ralfy's been doing his thing for 10 years. And I've got an idea how I can do a giveaway for this, and I'll share that with you a little bit later. While everybody's in as well, you might have noticed, if you were watching me on the Scotch Test Dummies stream earlier, you'll have noticed that the batch 2 coins arrived, and I'm going to share those coins with you and how you can get your hands on them. I know so many of you were disappointed because I was just a wee bit conservative with the amount I ordered the last time around. There is a kind of loose theme tonight as well. I kind of wanted to talk about the serendipity of whiskey and how just kind of how fantastic it is, not just in terms of our whiskey journey, but how it affects us and how it can change our relationships, friendships, opportunities, things like that. I mean, look at me, it's quite unbelievable. But I'm talking about the whiskey itself. The whiskey that we know today is a product of incidental things that happened throughout whiskey's evolution, and it's quite unbelievable to kind of pause and think about that. For example, the fact that, you know, it's made from barley. I mean, that's just what was grown here. So the farmers had excess barley or whatever, and they would distill it, and it would become a valuable thing for them, right? It was something that they could trade and keep over the winter. It wouldn't spoil like the raw grain would. And then over time, the flavour of whiskey that we know today has been shaped by, yes, politics and, you know, policy, economical situations, all of these things. But, you know, the sherry cask thing, the fact that we just used that as a storage vessel and then worked out laterally how fantastic a storage vessel it was at maturing whiskey. And then obviously what happened pre-war with bourbon casks, that the unions agreed that casks could only be used once. That meant that post-war, the Scotch whiskey industry suddenly had a supply of casks in the shape of bourbon casks. And just look how fantastic a bourbon cask is now at aging whiskey. A very serendipitous thing to have happened. And we're very grateful that it happened now, right? But the thing I wanted to celebrate tonight was that incidental smoke element. Now, not every Scotch whisky is smoky. In fact, I would say that there are far more unpeated Scotch whiskies than there are peated. But it's very much part of the Scotch whisky landscape and identity. And it's one of my favourite styles of whisky. One I didn't like at the beginning, but I've come to absolutely adore it. So I'm pouring smoky whiskies tonight. The first one I have, just to start the stream off, is an independent bottling of a Caol Ila. This is a 7-year-old Caol Ila from Hepburn's Choice. It's a 46% ABV, naturally presented Caol Ila. Very, very nice. And it says here that it's bottled from a quarter cask. There's maybe a bit more information here if I read a bit further, but I would prefer they didn't use language like that, because I would prefer they use the word finishing or something like that, because I think what's happened here is this has been maybe, who knows, 5-6-year-old Caol Ila, and then eventually they've put it in a quarter cask to give it a pair of running shoes, basically, just to kind of accelerate it and round it off. It's a very nice dram though, very smoky, very Caol Ila, but a nice caramel, like a dollop of butterscotch on top. So I'm enjoying that, and there's another couple of smoky whiskies that I have here that I'm going to sip. Of course, I have to keep the stream a wee bit shorter tonight, let you all have your bed. And I'm not even sure, I'll tell you about the quiz in a second. This is going to be a celebratory quiz, a different quiz tonight, but I'll talk to you about that. I need to jump in and welcome you guys. I don't even have the chat up. I have it up now, and look at everything I've missed already. Wow. Thank you so much for waiting. My machine is running very, very slowly. Okay. Fantastic. Look at everyone that's in so far, and I've already missed some super chats. Whiskey Jason saying congratulations. Thank you very much for your virtual dram, Jason. That's very, very nice of you. Cheers to you, Jason. Thank you. 2 years goes by very, very quickly. And also, Nicholas Burke, my friend Nicholas, you star, he's saying congratulations on the 2-year anniversary. Thank you so much, Nicholas. And Andrew down in Australia as well. Wow, what time is it with you, Andrew? It must be early hours of the morning, no? Well done, 2 years, Roy, a virtual dram for the occasion, given it's now 9:30 a.m. and he's in the office. You start, Andrew. That means you can't hang around and join us. But I thank you very much for the dram. Nicholas and Andrew, thank you so much. Lots of people in. Obviously hanging about late on a Sunday night. What a wonderful thing that was. I'm still kind of full of the adrenaline of the Scotch Test Dummies stream. Just so much generosity, just so much of a positive vibe, just kind of people wanting to do what they can to help out. Quite a large family there that's going to be left in a very, very difficult situation. It looks like that the dummies, Scott and Bart, will lose their friend. And that is a disaster. And yet the community just rallying round from all over the world, sending in super chat donations, bidding on items. I'd like to say thanks very much to Jimmy Jazz. He paid $325 for these coins here that I auctioned on the Scotch Test Dummies live tonight. Absolutely wonderful generosity. Ardbaggy down in England offered up a very rare bottling of an Ardbeg, and I think it went for nearly $800. Whiskey Throttle Daniel over in Canada also put in a nice bottle of Benriach 20-year-old. And they ended up going for $375. And I think, counting just now, these guys are up at something like in excess of $6,000. And I think it's just going to continue to climb. Quite amazing. Wonderful to see. Let's say hello to some of you guys. Ross is in. Good to see you, Ross. Fuddy saying your computer was infected by STD. Was everyone is saying another year of vPubs and you will be a legal Scotch. Grats. Thank you very much, everyone. I see what you mean. 3 years. Yes, of course. That's right. Mashburn is saying Jill and I are drinking Ballechin 11-year-old. Good for you, Ross. Good to see you in. Hello to Jill as well. I hope you're both keeping very, very well. Tony Evans is saying, had a dram of Kalila, 7-year-old at 46%, Hepburn's Choice. Lovely stuff. This is very, very good. It is. Steve Helder is saying, hi Steve, how are you? He's saying, hi Aquaviti, my first vPub. Very nice to welcome you in. A recent Patreon supporter, and appreciate what you add to the whisky community. I'm very, very grateful that you're a supporter, and it's nice to welcome you in there as well. And here tonight, Steve. Wonderful. Jimmy Jazz is saying, thanks for your help for the family. No, Jimmy, thank you. And I'm going to try and come up with a way to make the package that I'm sending to you a wee bit more special as well. That was very, very generous of you. Scott Mills is saying, congratulations on 2 years. I'm glad you're doing peated whiskey. I love your Isla video. Yeah, I love Isla. I just love Isla, and that's what motivated me to make that video, just because it was just such a wonderful, captivating place. It was easy to make that video because when you're passionate about something, things are easier, right? Let me grab another bottle. I have here another one from Isla. This is a Port Charlotte CC01. This is a cognac cask, Port Charlotte. My computer's running a wee bit slow. I think I've left too many windows open, video windows, from the STD stream earlier. But this is interesting. This is a cognac cask, this Port Charlotte. And when I opened this, I was disappointed that I'd bought it. I tried it at a travel retail in the airport, enjoyed it while I was there. It's a very small sample they give you. And then when I took it home and opened it, I didn't love it. But I've since come to enjoy it very, very much. Let's see who Jay Chung is saying. I set this Sunday aside for your anniversary stream, but now this is definitely a whiskey celebration day, kind of appropriate for your channel's anniversary, actually. Yes, Jay. And what's really cool about this is that all the other guys that had live streams as well has just kind of buffered up and just said, look, I'll wait and I'll go live after these other guys finish. So what's happening is I'm going to try and keep this quite neat tonight. And then afterwards, Eric Way, he's going to have a kind of shrunken stream. He's going to fit in between me, and then Jason from Mash and Drum is going to go live after that. So we've all kind of had to move around our schedules tonight a wee bit, which is absolutely fine given the occasion. And also I've got to remember, I'm going live on a Sunday night, whereas normally it would be a Thursday. So, you know, it's me that's kind of changing things a wee bit. The reason I didn't go live on Thursday is, of course, it's Valentine's Day. But also I wanted to mark Sunday the 17th as the anniversary. So thanks for that, Jay. Thank you. Jeremy is saying they're over $6,700. Fantastic stuff. So it seems like the guys are still going. Wonderful. Whiskey Throttle is saying they're over 7,000 now. It was great to help you, and your patience was a great donation. Congratulations, Roy, and 2 great years. Thank you so much, Daniel. It wasn't just my patience. Of course, it was every one of you guys. I hope that you joined in the Scotch Test Dummy stream to see what was happening there. Kevin Grant is saying, great milestone, Aquaviti. Keep up the good work. Thank you, cousin. How are you? Karen is saying she's on offer over to Isla next month for the first time. Can't wait. Karen, you're going to have an absolute blast. It's a fantastic place. Structure your time while you're there with tours and things, but always leave lots of free time and padding to let serendipity play a hand. Isla has a way of just bringing magical little events to you. Ebhead is saying with a super chat, you star, he's saying, congrats on 2 years anniversary, Roy. You're fantastic. The way you're including everyone and contribute to the lovely whiskey community. It's not, I keep saying this, it's not a service, Rolf. It really isn't. It's a privilege that I'm able to do this. Thank you very much for your virtual drama as well, my friend. I hope that I can hook up with you again this year. Cheers, Rolf. Donald Rance is saying, wow, how rich is that? Very, lots more fruit on the back of that Kalila. That took me by surprise sipping that there. He's saying he's about to hit the subway, but I wanted to congratulate you on the 2-year anniversary. Thanks, Donald. I will toast you with some JP Weiser's 35 when I get home and watch the replay. Donald, you star. Thank you so, so much for your generous virtual dram, and I hope I wish you a safe journey home. Cheers, Donald. Karen is saying, thanks for the advice. Kilted Moose, we can swap notes sometime. Kilted Moose did a very good Isla diary. If you go to his blog spot, if you search Google for Kilted Moose, you'll find Scott's Isla diary. Very, very good. And Eric is in and he's saying, how fast did 2 years seem to go by? Well, what's interesting is that 2 years has gone very fast. But there's a lot has happened in those 2 years. Sometimes it feels like more than 2 years. But yes, Eric, it has gone really, really quickly, very quickly. Wonderful opportunity. Etty the Malt Cask is in. Good to see you, Etty. Saying evening, everybody. Bourbon Professor is in. Good to see you, my friend. Congrats on 2 years. Your coin enjoyed its time on the beach this weekend. Let's talk about the coins quickly. The second most question I get asked is, when is your next recycled review video coming out? Which is really, really cool. But what's more fun than that is the most common question I get asked is either, can I buy a coin, or when are your next coins coming out? Which is really, really cool as well. Now, the Scotch Test Dummies started this back in 2016. This is one of their original coins. They were auctioning a couple of these off tonight as part of a set. And I bought this when they came out, and I found it just a magical thing. And in time, I realized that it's not just something to kind of flip and make decisions with or settle arguments. It's not kind of just a glass topper. It's not. It's actually like a token of community. It's a fidget. It's something that you carry. I mean, it doesn't need to be this coin. It can be any of the coins, any of the channels that do these. And it's become very much a YouTube thing. The YouTube community has adopted it and embraced it. And walking around with these coins, I mean, I just love the idea. You're at a bar, or you're at an event or a tasting or something, and somebody challenges you and says, have you got your coin? And if you don't have it, of course, you're buying him a drink, him or her a drink. But if you do have it and you produce it, whichever coin, whichever channel it is, the challenger has to buy you a drink, of course. And I think that's really cool. And it's nice to see the social media interaction that they bring. So I do have batch 2 here to share with you. Jonathan Flowers has just sent a virtual Drams saying, just stopped by to say thank you for all your work. Everyone here appreciates you. Thank you very, very much, Jonathan. I very much appreciate you guys too. Carl Van Wallingham is in. Wonderful, Carl. I know it's late for you as well. It's way past midnight for you. Thanks, Roy, for being an important part of my own whiskey journey. Wow, Carl. Thank you so, so much for all of your support, my friend. Jonathan, Carl, wonderful for you to have a virtual dram from both of you. Thank you. Eric Waite's saying 2 years ago, I don't think we knew each other. Oh, I knew you, Eric. That's true. I think it was summer when you came over here last year that we met for the first time. But we'd collaborated a little before that. We'd spoken a little before that. Now you owe me haggis and a gallon of iron brew. Eric, that will be an absolute pleasure. You're a very, very generous man. And what you did on the STD stream tonight was wonderful to witness. Thank you. I might take you to a posh place for your haggis this time. Oh, there's a new name in, Lauren Soth 3, apologies. Saying, glad to be here for your anniversary. I'll break out some of my fancy whiskey for the occasion. It's poignant that my whiskey journey also started 2 years ago. Wonderful. When you break out something special, make sure you share with us what it is. Nice to welcome you in, Lauren Soth. Whiskey Geek Ben is also in, saying, I'd best grab one of these coins. Dropped and smashed another watch glass whilst recording my latest review. Watch glasses are a wee bit fragile. They're nice to see. They're nice and delicate. But these things, I mean, these are fairly sturdy things, these coins. And like I say, you know, I've washed this. This has gone through the washing machine probably more than once. And yeah, it seems to be fine. Drew has also bought me a Dram U Star. Let's talk about Drew. I'll tell you about Drew in a second. He's saying, congrats, so glad we are able to meet when we were there. That's right, I met, that was 2 years ago I met you guys, Drew and Mark, when they were over from Scotch for Dummies. Exciting to watch your journey. It's very much exciting for me, and it's brilliant to be part of the community when the channels are also good at collaborating and working with each other. Welsh Taurus saying, where's my coin, buddy? Love you. Welsh, you just tell me what number you would like. The numbers that are available are something around 260 through 499. Tell me what number you're after and I'll try and sort you out, Welsh. Bill is in, my friend Bill. He's the guy who starred in the Isla video. And he's saying, hi, Roy, enjoying Lagavulin 12, 2103. I think he's saying 2013. Fabulous Bill. That you encouraged me to purchase when we visited the Scotch Whisky Experience. Thanks for the recommendation. It's delicious, and thanks for 2 years of YouTube and 15 years of friendship. Oh, we weren't friends before that then, Bill, because I met you in 1992, which currently clocks us what at what would that be? It's 27 years of friendship. Maybe you didn't like me for the first 12. Thanks, Bill. You star. Thank you so much for your donation as well. Okay. Hoyt is saying, Roy, do you have a PayPal account to donate to? Yes, I do. I've got a PayPal link, Hoyt, and I'll share it with everyone because that's how you'll be able to pay for your coins. This is batch 2. So it's a very similar design. I'll not show you the back design, the flip side. You can you'll see that when it's delivered to you. It's a bit of a refresh of the batch 1 design on the back. And the reason that I'm putting the vPub thing on the flip side is because I think that these coins are quite an intimate thing. It's something that you carry. It's very much about the community. It is a token of community. It's quite a human thing, I think, these tactile coins. So on the back, I'm talking about, you know, the live streams that I do, the vPub, rather than just kind of being a channel ad, because I think it is very much about the community. So the vPub is advertised on the back. For the new coins, it's a slightly updated design on the back, and they'll get sent out in these little packs with a little note from me. These coins I had to import myself. I wanted to get them from the same supplier, but I couldn't bring them back by hand like I did with these ones. So I had to pay for shipping for 15 kilos of coins. It was expensive, but they're here and they're here and they're safe. You can send to me, if you want to copy and paste the link, I'll type in the PayPal link. It's paypal.me/aquavitae. Please be careful how you spell aquavitae. I know it's very, very easy to spell it wrong. I often do it myself. I'm just going to check that that's correct. The link I've just popped in, you can copy and paste that. But honestly, if you go anywhere on social media, if you contact me through email, however you get in touch with me, I'll help you through if you're looking for a specific number. If you bought one of the batch 1 coins and you already have a number, your number is locked in and it's safe, and it will be for a number of weeks. You don't need to rush. You don't need to panic. You don't need to worry about it. Your number is locked in. The ones that are free are the numbers above 250. I only bought 250 coins the last time. So I will try to sort you out. It's first come, first served on numbers, of course, but I'll try to sort you out with them. Email me or send me direct messages or whatever. Email is always better. And please, if you do PayPal, try to include your address, either because you've pre-registered your address in PayPal, which is perfect, or tell me inside PayPal using the note function what numbers you're buying in there, and also include your preferred shipping and delivery address. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. Consider that I've got upwards of 400 packages to send out in the coming weeks. Please, I ask you to be patient with me. It's difficult to get through it all. Wonderful. Spiritworks Tom, good to see you in. Tommy saying, was just in time in the, sorry, was it just time opening a bottle required for the CC01, do you think? Absolutely. Like so many bottles, asking as I have one still sealed. I found it very hot and tight. It wasn't giving much up. It was mostly, it was bizarre because the taste that I had at the airport was probably one that had been open for a wee while. But don't we find that? We continually find that with whiskey, that some are worse than others. When you open a fresh bottle, it can be a wee bit tight. And if it happens and you do pour from the neck, just leave it sitting in the glass. Just leave it in the open air for a while. Let the whiskey relax in the glass. Give it a bit more time. If you pour and drink straight away, you can sometimes be presented with something that's a wee bit tight and it's not really softened out much at all. I find it really, really a common thing. GW Baseman is in. Fantastic. Congratulations, Roy. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. It's 3:30 a.m. Wake up this morning. Wow. Means my bed is now calling. You star, John. Thanks so much for coming in. All the best. We'll catch the rest on the replay. Thank you. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to cover tonight, but the most important thing is to work out who's won this Arran 14. So I'm just going to go right into that just now. If there's a lot of you want to nick off to your beds, I can tell you who's won the Arran 14. There's 190 of you in just now. Let me pull that up and see if I can do a screen share here, and I'll do what I usually do to draw this. But what you had to do to win the Arran 14, and it's closed now, of course, is that you had to just leave a comment on the last live stream I did when I announced the draw and say, Arran 14, make some kind of comment about what your favourite whiskey was last year. And so many of you contributed that. And what was fantastic about that and those comments is what's happening in those comments is you've got this really widespread sample of different opinions and perspectives about different whiskies that really moved people last year, and they've shared that in the comments below. So I want to use that, I want to play on that. The last time I did a giveaway for the heels from the recycled reviews, it was very difficult to administer. I had 855 entries to draw from, very difficult. But asking you to just put a bit of time and thought and contribute something into the comments meant that the entries were much lower, easier for me to manage, and it means that there's something left behind as well, something of value, your comments, your perspectives on the whiskies that you shared. I hope that makes sense to everybody. The Rock Gut Review has just sent across a virtual Dram. You Star, thank you, saying, got to head out, but congrats on 2 years. Here's to many more. You Star, thank you very much, Rock Gut Review. Cheers to you, my friend. I mean, I think this is a divisive whiskey. There is an oddness to this. It's very fruity. It's quite sweet. But there's a slightly vegetal edge to it. And you can tell that the finish. Once the finish goes away, it's a good whiskey. It's a good whiskey. But once the finish goes, you're kind of left with a lingering kind of tannic note, like a bitterness, some pepper. It's decent, and I'm certainly enjoying it, but on balance, it's not one that it's easy for me to reach past it sometimes. I think it's probably going to survive a bit longer than others in the cabinet, but still a decent whiskey. Everyone is saying he just opened his first Arran 14 and I'm blown away on its warm, fruity nature. It is wonderful. Yes, Arran 14, another one of those bottles that gets better and better and better as the bottle goes on. And Jean de la Cuisine is saying how much do the coins go for. Sorry, Jean. Sorry for not mentioning that. These are £10 each. And the shipping is £2.50 if you're in the UK, £5 if you're in Europe or the extended European area. And international, it's £7.50 shipping. But it doesn't matter how many coins you order. You only pay shipping once, right? So they're £10 each, and you can send through PayPal with your details and things like that, and I'll get you hooked up with a coin. It might take me some time to get to you because there's a lot of requests coming in, and it's looking like these coins will also sell out. I may have ordered a wee bit conservative, but I ordered 500 this time. It's kind of nice that there's going to be so many out there in the community. But most of you, I think, are going to be able to get their hands on a coin. I don't think I'm going to be disappointing anybody anytime soon. I think it's going to take a few weeks for me to get through them. Christina Zarpoli is saying, time to get back to work. Sorry, Christina, you're working. Congrats on 2-year anniversary. Hats off to many more. We all love having you on our whiskey journey. How have you a pour of Ardbeg tonight? Okay, I think she's saying, hope you have a pour of Ardbeg tonight. Just for you, Christina. I tell you what, I'm going to get a clean glass and I'm going to pour my favourite Ardbeg for you. This is my favourite because it's pretty solid. It's become pretty reliable. It's presented at 46%. It's decent value, considering it's an Islay, considering it's an Ardbeg, and it's got an age statement on it, which is comforting. And you get the sense with it that it's about as clean a presentation as Ardbeg can be. Just ex-bourbon cask, 10 years. Ardbeg 10. Decent stuff. Sweet icing sugar and ash. Always what I get. I swear the peat has died down on this in the open bottle over the time I've had it. I've probably had this bottle for about a year now, maybe a wee bit more. It's been open. Sweet sugars, crisp, fresh, bright, tart apples. Cheers, Christina. Apple, lemon, like a brown sugar and cinnamon thing. The sweetness, the underlying sweetness is there, that ice and sugar thing. I get that on younger Lagavulin as well. Very, very nice dram. I hope you don't work too hard today, Christina. Okay, let's get this Arran 14 drawn. Let's get it sorted. Screen share, and then I'll talk to you about what may or may not be able to happen with the quiz tonight. I've got somebody waiting in the wings to support me with that. Okay, what I need to do is find the window where I have the Arran 14 and then share it with you. So what I've done is I've put everything into a spreadsheet, same as I always do. And I've listed the entries, and I'm very glad to say that there was a lot less to manage than the 855 that I'd entered for the Heels giveaway. I think we've got somewhere hovering about 100 entries. So you've got a 1 in 100 chance. Just let me try and pull this up. Do a screen share with you. Sometimes it works first time, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm also a little bit, I was actually involved, I was collaborating in the Scotch Test Dummies stream tonight, and it was actually me that held the auction for these coins and 2 of the bottles. And it meant that I'm far less organized for my own dashboards and things like that than I normally would be. And also the computer seems to be running a wee bit slower, but this is opening up now. I'm just going to do a screen share. And you can see all the names that we have in there. Hopefully you can see that now. This is the spreadsheet of everybody that's entered. What I'm going to do to start it, and you'll see that there's quite a delay on the computer at my side tonight. We're just going to have to try and work with it. If I could maybe shut down some windows, it might help. But you can see everyone's name. You might see some names that are repeated, that have been entered more than once. It's a perk that I've offered to patrons since the beginning, and that continues. It's actually more than 100 people. More than 100 entries this time, and there it starts to roll past. This is frustrating. So if I can highlight all of these now, just give the deck a shuffle quickly. Randomize, shuffle it up. There we go. Now I can see how many. Right, we have 132 entries in. So let's keep this above board. I'm going to ask my virtual assistant, hey Siri, draw a random number between 0 and 133.
A random number between 0 and 133 is 87.
87, okay. I'm not going to check the spreadsheet. I'm just going to come straight in. Do a spreadsheet again, number 87. Whoever you are, you have won. Let's see, a bottle of, now you have to be in a country where I can ship it to you. It's Jay Chung. You star, Jay. You are number 87. You've won a bottle of Arran 14. I hope, Jay, that you are in a country that I can ship that to, that we can work it out, or you can collect it here, I guess, if you were to ever visit. I'm not sure where you're located, Jay. I think you might be in Europe. I'm not sure. But you've won a bottle of Arran 14. Congratulations, Jay. And thank you very, very much for your recent support as well, Jay. Wonderful stuff. He's in the chat and he's just said, OMG. Where are you, Jay? Tell me where you are. He's laughing out loud. Fantastic. So there you go. You've won my Arran 14 bottle from last year. everybody, I seem to get a lot of feedback of people saying that they like it and that they're enjoying it. And I think it's still a very good value whiskey. I mean, in the UK, you can buy it for about £45 or something like that for 14-year-old whiskey. So it's on the money for a 14-year-old. And it's very, very delicious. And to me, my experience with Arran 14, it has been a bit of a shapeshifter as the bottle moves through, and it becomes very fruity with lots of bright and sweet, zesty citrus, lots of floral notes as well. Really an enjoyable dram over the last couple of bottles that I've had. He's saying, holy cow, I'm in California. Wow, okay. Well, in that case, you might need to speak to Eric Waite and ask him if he'll be a mule for you, because he's coming over in May and he might be able to take it back. He's in California. I've also got my friend Bill from California as well. Eric Waite's in the north. He's in San Francisco Bay. My friend Bill is from the south. He's down towards Temecula. And somebody might be able to get it back to you. I cannot legally ship a bottle of whiskey to the States. It's just I can't do it. So we need to figure out another way to get it to you. Let's work together, Jay. And he's saying, I was just saying how I couldn't find the 14, only the 10 and 18. Well, you've found it now. It's just a question of how we get it to you. So let me explain to you now, while there's still so many of you in, how we're going to run the Glenallachie 12 giveaway. Did I say Glenallachie earlier or did I say Craigellachie? I'm not sure. But Ralfy's Whisky of the Year is the Glenallachie 12. This promptly sold out in most outlets after he announced that. You can still pick this up. It's not too difficult to get a hold of. But I put a strain on the supply chain of the 12 for quite a while. But I picked this up knowing that I was going to give it away. So let me explain to you how we're going to do the draw for the Glenallachie 12, which I will draw on my next live stream, which currently scheduled. That's the 28th of February, I think. It's back to a Thursday for then. Instead of commenting on my video, in order to enter the Glenallachie 12, what I would like you to do is head over to, and I need to grab a link for you, and I'll put a link in the description, and you can go in afterwards and grab the link. But Ralfy recently put out a video celebrating his 10-year anniversary, and he had like some flowers made up, and him and Clive, his brother, opened a wonderful bottle of St. Magdalene, a fantastic whiskey that I've had the privilege of being able to try. It's quite magical stuff, very, very expensive to get a hold of. What I would like you to do to enter is go over to his channel. Right in that video that I'm going to link to you just now, I think it's his most recent video that went out still. I'm just grabbing the link now and I'm going to paste it underneath. And I'd like you to write under his video, Glenallachie 12, and I'd like you to say the comment, just say in his comments, congratulations, Ralfy, on 10 years. And if there's anything that you would like to say to Ralfy or share a story about how Ralfy has in some way affected your whiskey journey. I know that he affected mine, and he brought the concept of sharing whiskey through YouTube to me. Before I was watching the Scotch Test Dummies, before I was watching any of the other channels that were about at that time, Ralfy was bringing out content every single week. And he had such a huge back catalogue, even back then when I started watching him, which would have been about 2013, that pretty much any whiskey you were typing in, Ralfy was popping up as somebody who had already reviewed it. Quite fantastic. So if you want to enter the draw for the Glenallachie 12, just go over to that video. Let's see if I can paste it in here if it's going to work. You can copy and paste that. I've put it in the chat, and I'll also put it in this video underneath. Don't think I can do that now right enough, but immediately afterwards. And I'll go to that video. The name of the video is the 10th anniversary of Ralfy.com reviews. It's currently at 10K views. I'd just like you to put your comment in there. I'll monitor those comments. I'll take it from there and I'll put it in the spreadsheet and I'll draw it on the 28th. And I'll keep that draw open until as late as I can on Thursday the 28th. And I'll draw it at my next show. There we go. Fantastic. So I wish you the very, very best of luck. Congratulations to Jay on winning the Arran 14. I'm not constantly going to keep doing giveaways, but I like to do maybe 1 or 2 a year. And I think that the Recycled Reviews Heels giveaway went down so well that I might try and maybe refine it a little, but try and continue to do something with that as well. This channel is founded on sharing. So that's what it's about. It's and very much this giveaway, you'll notice I didn't publish this on social media. I didn't share it anywhere else. It was very much one that stayed inside YouTube and the YouTube community. And I'm very glad that Jay has picked it up, because he's very much a supporter and a participator in the YouTube community. Wonderful stuff. Well done. So I'm not going to have much time to talk about the serendipity of whiskey. I did have a bit of a thing already rehearsed that I wanted to share with you, kind of the educational bit, if you like, or the bit. It's just something that really, really fascinates me, that whiskey is what it is, not through design, that it's just taken care of itself. And it's almost down to, you know, each individual cask of whiskey. We can try as we might. We're pretty good, I think, at controlling the new make spirit now. We're very good at designing that and refining that to be as good as it can be, or as close to what we want it to be as we can. But beyond that, when the maturation thing happens, you know, the quality of the cask, and even if it's a very good quality cask, how the spirit interacts with each individual cask always produces a slightly different outcome. It's fascinating to me. And just through whiskey's history, from way back at the start until now, it always leaves me feeling that whiskey is taking care of itself, that whiskey is deciding that this is how it's going to be, and that's how it feels sometimes. Quite amazing. So what it inspired me to do is the coins that I give to my patrons. I give, nobody's received one yet. I'm going to give the first 60 away in the next couple of weeks to the patrons who've been with me the longest or who've supported me the most. So it's not all about a fiscal thing. It's about the patrons who have been there from the start, for example. But all of my patrons will eventually get these coins. And I used that concept of serendipity to you know, to design these coins. So I've got, in the future, there will be more to follow, but the first one is smoke. And that was what the theme of tonight was, about smoky whiskies. So the idea that, you know, smoke was a very incidental thing. Again, it was the fuel. So when they worked out that they would get a better yield and a better quality of product from a malted grain, malted barley, and then they had to dry that, obviously, at its most optimal point. They were using peat fires because peat was the fuel that they used. And obviously that imparted a flavour in that grain that came through into the final distillate, and it gave us the style that we now know and people love as peated whiskey. Not everyone loves it, but what you find is that even the people that take longer to get there, when they get there, they're hooked. And the depth and richness and boldness of flavour is really, really quite compelling. And it is utterly accidental, completely incidental. Fabulous to consider. Nowadays, we have lots of other ways of drying barley. We have, you know, warm air dried barley and things. There's barley, for example, what they use at Glengoyne has literally no smoke in it whatsoever. But at one time, the vast majority of whiskey made anywhere in Scotland would have required peat, maybe coal eventually, and things that did change over time. But most of the Highland styles were all peated and smoky. Quite fascinating. Anyway, I have a friend in tonight, and I don't know if he is going to be able to appear. But the reason for a friend being in, and I'm going to try and do this now, it's 1:45 to midnight. How many people do we have in? We've still got 172 in. I managed to cover things reasonably quickly. I'll just do a checklist before I hit you with this, because this is an idea about the quiz. And it's not about you guys taking the quiz, it's about me taking the quiz. I've done Ralfy's 10-year, his giveaway. I've done the Arran giveaway. I've talked a wee bit about smoke. I would like to talk a bit more about that. I've talked about the coins, but the coins are going to be something that I manage through email. Apologise if I'm a wee bit disjointed tonight. I'm still coming down after the Scotch Test Dummies stream. And I've talked about how Eric Waite is going to be going live after me, and then obviously Jason from Mash and Drum into the early hours of the morning. So yes, I think I've covered most of it. So recently a patron came to me when he was up in Glasgow last year, James Hope, and suggested that he could prepare a quiz for everybody to participate in, but also for me to participate in as well. Now, unfortunately, James is working shifts. So we came up with the idea of doing it on this 2-year anniversary show, but he, in his work, he's working shifts right now and he couldn't make the show tonight in the end. But my friend, my superstar supporter and sidekick, Jason Whiskey Wise from down in London, is here in the live tonight, and he's got a screen share going, and he's going to share the quiz with us, and I'm going to have to take that quiz. So you know that idea that, you know, kind of having a wee bit of my own medicine. That's what's kind of happening there. So I'm not sure if it's going to technically work, but we're going to try our best. And given that I'm trying to keep this live quite short and tight tonight, and Jason has got an appointment in the morning, I'm going to just ask Jason. It looks like he's up for it. He's saying it's going to be fun, fingers crossed, so he can attend. So he's going to drive the quiz from his side, and I'm going to take the quiz. And the way that I'm going to avoid cheating is that I'll see the same questions as you guys. Everybody gets to participate in the quiz, right? You all join in, keep your own score, as you always do. But the way that you'll know I'm not cheating is I'm going to write the answers here in ink marker, and I'll just flip it round when Jason's ready to reveal the answer, okay? And I'll do my best. I fully expect that I'm going to do very badly because James Hope has admitted that he did curate the quiz with me in mind. So usually I put a few giveaway questions, a few easy ones in there. If the Whiskey Rev is doing them, he tries to do the same thing. But we really don't know what we're going to be doing. Jeremy C is saying the Scotch Test Dummies are up to $7,472. That's just an amazing achievement. I would like to just keep all the crowd in the Scotch Test Dummies stream, but I had to go live tonight eventually because of just how late it was getting in Europe. Obviously, in the States, it's still very much in the early evening. So what do you think about that quiz idea? Are you up for it? Are you willing to see if we can pull it off technically? Greg is certainly up for it. George Kaplan is in as well. George is saying 7,500 now. You guys are awesome. I bet there's loads of you managing to balance and watch 2 live streams at the same time. Scott and Bart over there in Kansas doing their fundraiser, and me here. Just wonderful guys. I wonder if the quiz could scupper that. Everybody's saying bring it. Jimmy Jazz is a new star, Jimmy. Okay, we'll give it a go. Jason, I'm going to bring you in. You'll need to unmute yourself. But each time you speak, I don't know if I'll be able to hear you. I know you're not on camera, buddy. I know it's only audio that we'll have. I can see that you're still muted just now. If you unmute yourself, and if you can't speak, you can just tell me in the chat and I'll pick it up there. But I need to drive the quiz. I can hear you. Okay. I can hear you. Let's see if that is working. You're a wee bit quiet. Hello, Jason?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope that they can hear you out there as well. You're a wee bit quiet to me, but that's not always how it is on the waves. So let's have a wee look. I appreciate I'm not really interacting much with the chat tonight, and I apologise for that as well. I'll try and hang out with you for a little bit after the quiz so we can have a bit of a relaxed wind down after the quiz, and I'll hang out until I'm tired. I know how late it is for everybody. Okay. Jason, are you good?
Yes, I'm ready.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm just trying to network it all from my phone and then the computer as well. It's all
yeah, I know, and I appreciate just how late you're staying up for me as well, my friend. And I'll try and get through the quiz quite quickly. But my idea here is that we just do the quiz like we always do it, and I'm able to control the screen backwards and forwards like that. Just now, I'm able to switch to you and then switch back to me again like that. But you'll go through the questions. And then each time I'll have committed to my answer on this pad. And I'll obviously try and keep my own score as well.
Okay. Roy, some people have mentioned that they can't hear me very well.
Okay.
So unless you want to read the questions, and I can go through them from my side.
Perfect. You just control the motion of the slides. Obviously, don't reveal the answers until we're ready.
Perfect.
And I'll just read out the answers like I always do. You and I are on real time, so we can work this quite well. Obviously, the chat is a few seconds behind us.
Okay.
But let's just go with it. It's worth trying, right?
Yeah, might as well give it a go.
Absolutely, buddy. And it's not fair that I get to set the questions all the time and I never have to kind of take any of this. So it's going to be interesting. And I know that the things that James has put together is going to be bloody hard questions as well. Okay, let's go with it, buddy. Are you okay driving things? Yes?
Yes, I'm ready.
So let's go with it. Just click to the first. Okay, question 1. The Kilbride Reservoir and stream supplies water to which famous distillery? Now that's interesting. I think I've had this question on the vPub before on the quiz. The Kilbride are one very similar. The Kilbride Reservoir and stream supplies water to which famous distillery? Let's see the options. Okay, I know what this is. Is it A, Lagavulin? Is it B, Laphroaig? Or is it C, Ardbeg? So we know it's one of the Kildalton distilleries. I've got my answer committed. I think I know what this is. Is it A, Lagavulin, B, Laphroaig, or C, Ardbeg? Okay, it's an easy start, I would have to say, but it's only easy if you know it. I think I know that one. So I'll just hold this up here because I've already got my answer locked in. The crowd are all over the place.
I know, I'm just trying to make sure that we have our questions there so we can see the scores properly from each person.
Yeah. Lots of people are answering A for Lagavulin, the Kilbride Reservoir, and the Kilbride. So that basically, and I think the reason I think I know this, I'm not 100% certain, is because there was a bottler in the UK, an independent bottler, that used to name or used to code their bottles after the water source, which I think is how I learned this one. So let's go in and reveal the answer, Jason. I'm going to flip around and just show people what I have here. I'm answering B. I'll click over to you, and you share with me what is the answer. I'm saying it's Laphroaig. Boom, Laphroaig. Good. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Okay, buddy, switch to question number 2. Everybody give yourself a point if you answered Laphroaig. If you answered Lagavulin or Ardbeg, unfortunate. So 1 for 1. Good start. Let's see how long I can keep this up. The wheels will come off, no doubt. Next question. Oh, quite a long one. Question 2 is, following the success of the classic malts of Scotland, in 1995, United Distillers launched the Rare Malts collection, offering well-aged whiskies from more obscure distilleries, all bottled at cask strength. That's absolutely true. Which distillery produced both the oldest and the youngest bottling in this series? What?
That's some question.
The oldest and the youngest.
Banana skin at question number 2.
That is a complete banana skin. Okay. This is going to be a lot of guessing. I've got a guess in my mind already. Let's see if that guess comes up. I'm going to go with it. Okay. Is it A, Dallas Dew? Is it B, Milburn? Or C, Colburn? Wow. Wow. So I'll say that my guess hasn't appeared. So I'm absolutely guessing here. And I don't think anybody can blame me for guessing that one. Okay. I will sketch in my guess. Okay, I've written down my guess of what I think it is. James Hope, I will get you back for this. If these questions continue like this. Okay, the crowd are saying, everybody is saying A, lots of people saying B. Nobody seems to think it's C, Colburn. John Pallister thinks it's C, Colburn, and Eric Gilbert is saying C, but I think everybody is guessing on this one. Okay, I'm going to reveal what I think it is. I think it is, oops, I've clicked away. I think it's B, Milburn. Okay, let's reveal
And
the answer. Jason, B, Melbourne. 2 for 2, but I'll admit that that is just a pure guess. Wee bit of an educated guess, I suppose, but 2 for 2. But that was a tough question, and there's no way I would have gambled any money on that whatsoever. Let's see, anybody else get that? Robert Licorice is saying congrats on the anniversary. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much for joining. Very, very generous donation you made to the STDs tonight as well. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Good for you, my friend. And I'm hoping that we get a chance to hook up again this year. That would be fantastic. I don't care if it's Texas or here. Okay, Jason, let's move on to question number 3. Scotch whisky exports are booming. According to official figures, how many bottles were shipped overseas every second in 2017? What? Are my questions like this?
No, these are like the Revs ones, but like way harder.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is becoming a chimp quiz, right? This is like we've got as much chance as the chimpanzees of scoring on this one because it's going to get guessing.
I should call it the bananas in for this one because he'd probably get it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it locked on you and we'll say Scotch whisky exports are booming. So, okay, how many bottles were shipped overseas every second in 2017? Let's see the options. Okay, 29 bottles a second, 39 bottles a second, or 49 bottles a second. I was hoping it was going to be like 1 bottle, 100 bottles, or 500 bottles, something like that. But no, it's quite tight, the answers as well. So this is going to be a pure guess. Okay, I will dial in. I will write my guess just now. So we have A, 29 bottles a second, B, 39 bottles a second, or C, 49 bottles a second. I have my guess dialed in. It's another guess. And I will, now that most of the answers are coming from the crowd, I'm going to flip this and share. I'm guessing it's 49 bottles a second. Jason, put us out of misery. 39. Damn. So there we go. He was going middle of the road. 39 bottles a second. It's one of those stats that I can't really wrap my head around. It almost doesn't mean much to my brain and the way my brain works. What does 39 bottles a second mean? It doesn't really represent a scale of anything for me. But anyway, I'm 2 for 3 after the third one.
It's around about, I think, 7 cases a second.
Sorry?
It's about 7 cases of whiskey.
Every second, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And the vast majority of that, almost 90%, will be blended, of course.
Okay, that.
let's see question 4, my friend. What do we have for question 4? Ooh, it's a picture. A very close up. What's the distillery? Okay, I've got a guess in mind already. Let's see what we have. Fantastic. Okay, good. We are saying either A, Glengrant, B, Cragganmore, or C, Glendronach. A, Glengrant, B, Cragganmore, or C, Glendronach. So the one I thought it was is there. I'm not certain. I am not certain. But A, Glengrant, B, Cragganmore, or C, Glendronach. So 2 Speyside distilleries there and the Highland distillery. Let's see what the crowd are saying. Oh, all over the place. Let's see how many people agree with me. Oh, wow, this is worrying now because hardly anybody's agreeing with me. Jez agrees with me. Michael Johnson agrees with me. But not many other people. Oh, dear. Okay, Jason, I think I'm going to just tell everybody that I have chosen C. I think that's Glendronach we're looking at there.
And the answer
Might be absolutely wrong. Let's see. There we go.
Glendronach.
Fantastic, Glendronach.
A little spoiler is that the actual London Whiskey Club guys actually went to all 3 distilleries whilst they were up there. So.
Yes, that's right. Shiv, James, Jez. Yeah, was it 3 or 4 of them that went up? That's right.
4.
Actually, there's something I want to talk about now as well. I want to just mention quickly, and I'll try and, if you can remind me as well, Jason, I'll do a screen share because there's a couple of events coming up at the London Whisky Club. I would love to be able to join, but I think it's continued to be difficult for me, but I will do it one day. And I'll just share some of the activity that's going. This was the London Whisky Club was born out of the community in this chat. And I think it's wonderful that it's thriving. And you know, there's lots of activity happening there, and there's some things coming up. I know you remember as well, Jason, aren't you?
Yeah, co-founder.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm 3 for 4. I wonder how you guys are doing. Let's move on to the next question, Jason.
Fine.
Okay, which of these distilleries uses a hammer mill and mash filter? Okay, there's only 2 in Scotland that uses a hammer mill and mash filter. And I know what the 2 of them are. So I'm hoping that this is in the bag for me, okay? Let's give us the options. Okay, is it a hammer mill and mash filter? So this is a much more efficient way, but it requires a lot more capital investment up front. Is it A, Tanninic, B, Breval, or C, Glenallachie? Who uses a hammer mill and mash filter? And this is instead of a traditional mill, so the Porteous type mills that you would see in a distillery. One of the ones that I know uses hammer mill and mash is there, so I have to obviously answer with that one. So I'm going to I've written that down, and I'll hold it up here. There is another distillery in Scotland that uses that configuration, and that is in Sterne, which isn't there. So let's see what the crowd are saying. What do you guys think? Oh, everybody all over the place, but a huge swing towards Glenallachie. C. A lot of you think that it's Glenallachie. It uses that configuration of mash technology. Okay, I'm going to share my belief. I believe that hammer mill and mash filter is used at Tanninic, which is A. I'll click to you, Jason. Reveal the answer for us, please. Glenallachie. Okay, I'm stumped. James Hope. I hope you checked. I hope you checked, and I hope you rechecked. See, Tanninic is a factory. It's a 6 million litre distillery, and they use a hammer mill and mash filter. I'm sure of it. The equipment now consists of a new filter with 14-ton mash. Okay, I'm not gonna distract everyone just now, but I was sure that Tanninic and Insterne were the 2. Could be wrong. Won't be the first time. But I'll take an X next to that and say that's me 3 for 5. But I'm putting a big question next to that because I want to check that out. James Hope. Okay, I'll take that one, and we'll move on to question 6. The name Campbellton is first seen in documents around 1609. However, the original name for the area was still in use up until around 1860. What was the original name? Ooh, tricky one. Tricky one. Scotch Test Dummies have just joined us. Fantastic to see you in, boys. And we're halfway through a quiz where I am actually participating. I'm taking part in my own quiz. I didn't set the questions, of course. This has been set by a patron and supporter, James Hope. And the quiz is currently being driven by Jason Whiskywise. I'm currently scoring 3 out of 5. But I call shenanigans on the last one, although I may be wrong. So the last question is Campbellton. What was the area called up until around 1860? Okay, so is it A, Lochside, B, Lochhead, or C, East Loch? Now, of course, what I have to do here is I have to answer quite quickly because there could be a suggestion that I'm taking input from the crowd, which I don't want to be seen to be doing. I'm going to suggest that, well, it could be two things here, actually. I'm going to change my mind. No, I'm not. I'm going to stick with the original. Stick with your instinct, okay? I'm going to suggest that, and I don't know this one, so I'm guessing, is A, Lochside. Campbelltown used to be Lochside. Let's see if anybody in the crowd agrees with me here. Sorry, that wasn't clicked on me when I flipped that round. A, Lochside. Looks like some people are agreeing with me, so I'm in with a chance, right? I'm just hoping that you guys are more knowledgeable than me on this one. Cool. Okay, Jason, put us out of misery. Campbelltown used to be known as Lochhead. Wow.
That's one that got me as well. I have to admit, I didn't see that one coming.
Wow. There you go. Need to check that one out. James has been really digging. This has got to be the hardest Aquavitae vPub quiz at the end that there's ever been, but I'm taking no responsibility for the questions here. I will do my best. So I got that one wrong as well, and that's me at 3 for 6. I'm only barely clinging on to halfway just now, but these questions are crazy. Daniel Vermaas is saying 2 out of 6, I cry softly. I'm there with you, Daniel. But you know, we'll all meet James Hope one day, and we'll get our own back on him. It has to be fair. The quiz questions have to be educational, right? They have to be fun. There has to be a few in there that people can feel like they get, oh, yeah, I know this one and answer. These questions, what do you think, Jason? Are these hard?
They're very hard, because even for myself, I know a couple of them, but when I was looking for it when the first time I went through it, I was like, well, that one I didn't expect. And then certain questions, I was just like, yeah, that's a bit much.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, let's continue. Let's go and hit you for question 7. Which architect is credited with designing the glass curtain feature seen in so many still houses today? Okay, I'm going to get this one. I'm getting this one. Okay, is it Edward Godwin? Oh, wow. Is it George L. Darge, or is it William H. Mackison? Okay, suddenly I'm doubting it. So when we talk about the glass curtains, we're talking about distilleries like Turmore, perhaps. We're talking about Colilla, you know, the distilleries of that era, right? Now I'm in a guessing scenario again. I was fairly certain that when the name came up, I was going to spot it. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and guess. I'm going to guess. Okay, I've got it locked in. And I'll spin it round to let everybody see it now. I kind of feel like if it was A, Godwin, or Darge, I would have remembered those names. So I'm going to go with C for Mackison. Anybody agree with me out there? A's, B's, C. Scott Mills thinks C. Mose, Stefan. Laura McGirt, good to see you. Laura saying C. Hoyt, C. Jean de la Cuisine, C. Okay, Jason, put us out of misery. Who's responsible for the glass? Darge. Another one wrong. It's frustrating.
This is
Frustratingly difficult.
Quiz, literally.
Sorry?
It's a full of banana skins. Not many people would know these things.
Yeah, these are difficult though. And the thing is that, you know, what you take away from the quiz is that you learn things that's educational. And this was part of the, you know, the 60s or the post-war distillery building boom, that they came up with these new concepts, and these glass windows, this glass curtains thing was very much part of that era. And that's what that question's about. And that was the post-war boom of whiskey that required all these new distilleries to be built. Let's see, as we go into, we've got 3 questions left. Is there anybody scoring? I'm only scoring 3 out of 7. So there's going to be a few people ahead of me. Michael Johnson, well done, Michael. You're on 4. Anybody else ahead? Oh, somebody's on 5. Jeremy C is on 5 out of 7. Well done, Jeremy. Good score. Ardbaggy, you're struggling as well. 2 out of 7. John Pallister, 4 out of 7. Good. So I need the last few questions to be a bit more sensitive to me, please, James. Okay, Jason, let's see what question 8 is. The word alcohol is derived from the Arabic word alcohol. But what does this original word refer to? Now, I know this. I was at Jeffrey Street for a tour with Hector, and he brought this up. I'm certain of it. Let's see what the options are. A fine black powder found in cosmetics. B, a fine black powder historically used to make a medicinal tonic? Or C, a fine black powder used in a metal forge? Okay, so that's the call part of it, I guess. Call is black, right? So we've got the black part. Is it cosmetics? Is it a medicinal tonic? Or is it a metal forge? Wow. I'm going to guess. It's another guess. It's kind of important that we know where this is from, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Kind of black powder would be used in cosmetics, right? But regardless, I can see that all the crowd are scoring. I am saying A, and I'm against the crowd because the crowd seems to be thinking it's B, as medicine. Lots of distillation and medicine connections, but I'm thinking that this is a cosmetic thing. Let's see. Going to be wrong again, right? Let's reveal it for us. Wow, got one. Thank goodness for that. Cosmetics. If you answered A, give yourself a point. I'm going to pull a point back there. Fantastic. That pulls me back to halfway, 4 for 8. After 8 questions, this is difficult. It's very difficult, these questions. This is not a typical vPub quiz. I hope you guys are struggling as much as I am. Okay, there's 2 more questions to go. I need to get one of those 2 for a pass mark. 5 out of 10 is obviously the pass mark. I've got to get one of the last 2 right. It's very difficult. Hoyt is saying mascara. Yes, probably mascara, yeah. Question 9. Which was the first Scottish distillery to use in-house drum maltings? Wow. And I notice he doesn't specify between malt, whether it's a malt distillery or not, right? Okay, let's see what the possible answers are. Was it A, Glenesk, B, Glenord, or C, Speyburn? Wow. A, Glenesk, B, Glenord, or C, Speyburn? Okay, I'm going to answer based on another pure guess, but just on scale and the experimentation that went on at this distillery. I'm going to guess, and I need to get one of the last 2. So I can see that everybody else is answering, and I've already got mine locked in. Just want to see how many people are going to agree with me. Karen, you think it's C, you think it's Speyburn. It's just as valid. It's got just as much chance as mine, I'm guessing again. Okay. I'm going to share with everybody that I think it's Glenord in the Highlands. I think it's Glenord. So let's click over to Jason. And is it Glenesk, Glenord, or Speyburn, Jason? Which is it?
It is Speyburn.
Oh, Karen got it right. Roy gets it wrong. Damn. 4 for 9. This is the situation I didn't want to be in.
I would have thought Glenord as well, because they're effectively the powerhouse for Diageo, producing so much of spirit for the single.
Yeah, in terms of scale, they're very, very big. Speyburn was obviously a Diageo distillery back then, and yes, interesting question. So there you go. Speyburn was the first experiment with drum maltings, large-scale maltings. Okay, let's. I really need this last question. I really need James to have given us one that I don't need to feel like I'm guessing at. I feel like I've only known 1 or 2, and one I thought I knew. I was wrong. Jess Batty saying, I want to find James Hope and kick him. Come and join us at the London Whisky Club. We might join you too. James Hope is doing blind tastings for us on the 27th of February. We're in for a treat. Yeah, I hope he's a bit fairer with his blind tastings. You can't make it so that it's... Okay, last question. Stop complaining, Roy. Take it like a man. Which mass market blended whisky was housed within a 1.7 metre tall, 228 litre bottle, which holds the record for being the biggest bottle of whisky ever produced? Now, back there in the grey matter, I knew this, but I don't know what it is right now, and I need the answers to inspire me. I really need it. Okay, is it A, the famous grouse, or B, Bell's, or C, Canadian Club? Which mass market blended whisky was housed within a 1.7 metre tall, 228 litre bottle, which holds the record for being the biggest bottle of whisky ever produced? What's interesting there is that he's got a Canadian whisky and two famous Scottish blends.
The funny thing is, Roy, I've actually visited this bottle.
Yeah, you're helping me a wee bit here.
Like I offered to buy it when I was at the distillery as a gift.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't need to write it out. I've got a ticket already with this letter on it. I think I'm going to have a guess at this, just because of where I think it is. But it is a guess, and I know I'm going to make a mistake, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And I need it to be right, just to get a pass mark. I'm sitting it for 4 out of 9. Okay, I'm going to say it's A. I believe it to be the famous grouse. I'm going to click back to you, Jason, so you can tell us, is it famous grouse or something else?
The answer is indeed the famous grouse at the Glenturret distillery, which is now sold off by Drington.
That's right. It's Glenturret. And so 5 for 10. Skin of my teeth pass mark for that one. I'm going to go back and contest the hammermill and mash filter thing. I'm not convinced that that's right, but if it is correct, I'll take it on the chin. I'll woman up. But yeah, I don't know how everybody else did in the quiz. Jeremy C got 8 out of 10. Jeremy C. Tell me, Jeremy, is that out of knowledge, or is that some good guesswork? Be honest with us. 8 out of 10 is a fantastic score for a quiz of that difficulty, I think. 3 out of 10. Keno had a 2 out of 10. So I'm looking for my A students to see where they are tonight as well. And see, Drew Bill's got 6 out of 10. So Drew Bills, you scored better than me. Wow. And Jeremy C is saying your answer is right, Roy. Are you talking about the Tanninic one for the mash filter and hammermill? I'm certain Tanninic and Dinstearney are the only two distilleries with that configuration, but I could be wrong. It's difficult to keep up a lot of the time. And Multi-Haggis Muncher is saying this link will get you an extra point. Well, let's see. Copy link address. Let's see if Matthew's been able to get me a 6. This is the Tanninic thing. Okay, there we go. Tanninic. In 2000, a hammermill and mash filter, the only one operational in a Scottish malt distillery, was installed at Tanninic. Inchdearney has one, okay, but Inchdearney is obviously a much newer distillery, and they have a hammermill and mash filter, and I knew Tanninic was the other one. But unless this is the ScotchWhisky.com website, agrees with the Malt Whisky Yearbook and what was in my brain. So potentially, depending on James, I could end up with 6 out of 10. But there we go. Interesting stuff. Listen, it's 20 past midnight. I just want to do a bit of a housekeeping and tidy up. Apologise to everybody if it's been a bit of a disjointed stream tonight. Jason, can I quickly say thank you very, very much for looking after me again, even though how late it is on a Sunday night when you've got a busy meeting in the morning. Thank you so much for staying up and looking after me. And can I just say generally, since I've got you on the stream tonight, at least in audio, that it's wonderful to have you there. You've got my back every single... I know I thank you offline and things, but I often very, very much forget to thank you in the stream. And it's wonderful to have you there. You've always got my back, buddy. I dread the day that you start your own live streams and I don't have that anymore, right? But while I've got it, it's lovely to have you, big guy. If anybody doesn't know who Jason is, Jason Whiskey Wise, he's got his own YouTube channel. He's just a ball of energy, super, super passionate guy, bringing great content, and he's a massive back catalogue of individual expression reviews. How many videos are you knocking on for now, Jason?
Approximately 240 something, and I've got so many planned for this year. It's crazy.
Wow, 240 reviews. Fantastic stuff as well. Sorry to keep you up so late, my friend, but thank you for participating and supporting me again tonight, and thanks for hosting the quiz. When you see James Hope next, kick him sharp in his left shin for me, and when I see him, I'll get his right shin, okay?
All right, agreed.
Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you for that. Good night, my friend. Take care. Well, what did you think of that? Let's jump in with the crowd quickly and see how you guys have got on. Gregor is saying, me too, I thought about Taninic. Night all, Hoyt's off to bed. He said, I'll be ordering my 2 coins tomorrow. Thanks. I look forward to hearing from you, Hoyt. I think, did you not get batch 1 coins? If you did, your numbers are safe. Don't worry about it. And Drew is saying lucky guessing on his part is, yeah, you have to admit when it's guesswork, right? You only know if you know. And the good thing about multiple choice is you can guess your way through to a pass mark. Whiskey Dram is saying, great work again, guys. Enjoyable as always. Thank you very, very much. It was a wee disjointed tonight, just the way that it worked out. So I've told you how I'm going to share the Ralfy Whiskey of the Year. Go to Ralfy's video, the 10-year video. It's the last video he's released on his channel. I'll link it in the description box below, of course. Leave Glenallachie 12. That's the term I'll be looking for, Glenallachie 12, exact same as the Arran 14 competition. Write Glenallachie 12 and then something, say congratulations to Ralfy, and share with him how he has in some way affected your whiskey journey. I'll take those comments and I'll draw it in my next live stream. I just want to quickly see if I can do a screen share and share some activity that the guys down. Now, the London Whiskey Club shouldn't be getting a shout out because James Hope is very much part of the London Whiskey Club. And after what you just done to us all in that quiz, right? But I am going to try to share these flyers with you just to let you know some of the activity that's gone down there. I would love to be able to join these guys at some point in the future. On one of their events. It'd be great to do that. Okay, let's see if we can share before I let you all sneak off to your beds. Wonderful night tonight. Lots and lots of, I'm still full of adrenaline from that Scotch Test Dummies stream. Wonderful thing to witness. Okay, here we go. This is the London Whiskey Club. They're holding it. They're having an advanced booking for the 20th of March thing, which is Loch Lomond Distillery. Now, the reason I want to talk about that is you know how I feel about Loch Lomond. They've transformed what they do in recent years at Loch Lomond, and they're bringing out some wonderful, wonderful whiskies. So there you go. Venue tasting and snacks is £20. I guarantee it'll be a good lineup of drams as well. If you want to get in touch with them, it's londonwhiskeyclub@gmail.com. There's also a mobile number down there as well you can take, 07957 532 450. So if you're on or near around London, get in touch with those guys. It's a club that's starting to do great things and they're starting to thrive now. In the upcoming events, they've obviously got the one in March that I talked about. April, they've got a Macmira distillery tasting. Later in April, they've got whiskies less than 10 years old. Fantastic subject, one that I covered obviously, and actually that was a patron-only stream that I did last Sunday night. I covered 10 years and younger. 22nd of May, they've got a Cadenheads or a Cadenheads bottlings, which is another great lineup. And then in June, they've got Cotswolds Distillery tasting. Fantastic stuff. So it's kind of good to promote these clubs and things. And if you've got some activity going on and you think I can help share it, and if you're doing good things, if you're evangelizing about whiskey, if you're inclusive, if you're about sharing whiskey, if you're about doing something positive with whiskey, let me know. And if I can help in some way, I will try to help. Thanks so much of you for hanging about so late in the stream. It was a difficult one tonight just because of the way everything shaped up. I encourage you to please go off and support Eric Waite and his live stream. He should be kicking off anytime now and very, very quickly after Eric Waite finishes tonight. If you're either willing to stay up late or if you're in the States, of course. hang about and join Jason at the Mash and Drum for his live stream as well. Anything that I've missed or forgotten about tonight, I'll pick up with you on the next live, and I'll try and be a bit more prepared. It'll be a regular Thursday night slot, so I won't be quite as disorganized. Get in touch with me on email for coins. Email is best, paypal.me/aquavitae for ordering of the coins as well, but I'll help you with any numbers that you're after and things. Thanks to everyone for participating again. Thanks to Jason for looking after me. And thanks especially to Jimmy Jazz, Ardbaggy, Vegas Art, all the guys that did such, Daniel Whiskey Throttle over in Canada, all the guys that just did such a fantastic job of raising all that money with the Scotch Test Dummies tonight. Go back and watch the replay. It's quite unbelievable. Okay, my next live stream is on Thursday the 28th. Hopefully I'll be in good shape for it, and hopefully you guys will be too. And I'll get to hang out with you and interact with you guys in the stream a wee bit longer. Pretty tired now. It's midnight. Thanks to all. Oh, I didn't even open the Long Row Red. 28th, I'll open the Long Row Red, okay? It's over my shoulder here. It's a brand new Long Row Red. I was excited to open it and share it with you tonight. It's only just out in the market, but that'll have to wait until the end of the month. Thanks for your patience. Cheers, everyone. Love you all.